Hi, I'm Jim Unger, and I've been attending Horizons with my wife Shannon ever since they first started over at the Scott Middle School. And we have seen a lot of things in the church that we think are great, that have been dealing with bad situations that other people have come to grips with. And we have had a couple of our own here in the last few years. First of all, my wife Shannon and I are both from Lincoln, and that we have done a lot of gymnastics. I run a gymnastics school here in Lincoln for many years, since 1980, and was on the university gymnastics team and the Southeast high school teams before that. And so still to this day, that's our main job that we do. Anyway, being in athletics, there were always times when it seemed like no matter how well you performed, or gymnastics or any other sport, that things didn't always work out the way that you planned. So you do the best you can and go on from there and hope that the next time that things will improve for you. My wife had breast cancer about 8 years ago now that she's been a cancer survivor. So that was quite a learning experience for me, and it was really the first time that I dug down deep with a prayer, that I knew I needed to be in charge of things to try to keep the family in one cohesive unit. And I immediately had a feeling of calm and peacefulness, and I knew that my prayer with God had gotten through. I don't know that too many people know that, but that was a real inspirational kind of thing for me. And as I had hoped for, or had said that everything would be all right, and it was. I've played a lot of golf since I retired from the gymnastics competitions. That's kind of my new outlet. So having been injured here about 1.5 years ago, that was another thing that I am temporarily set back by. I was coasting down a hill real fast on a bicycle, 25 or 30 miles an hour, and hit a couple of big potholes and flew off the side of the road, down a shoulder, down toward a creek, probably some 30 feet from the road, and hit my face and head on a tree and broke my neck on the C5 level. And I really knew it right away. As soon as I tried to get up, I couldn't move anything. And my words were, "Oh my God, I just broke my neck." And it was probably the course of 2 or 3 minutes when a voice from a lady came up on the side of the road, and she said, "Is anybody down there?" And I hollered up that I was, and that she should call 911. And what brought this lady back from just passing me on a bicycle, she didn't see me wreck or anything, but she looked in her mirror and both sides of her car when she got up to the next street light, probably half a mile away, and she didn't see the bike anymore. So she came back looking for me on a hunch, or was it maybe that a guardian angel had tapped her on the shoulder to come and see if I was all right. As I was lying there in the dark, it was after 10 o'clock at night, and it was dark down in this creek, or near the creek. The only thing I could see was a white, what I thought was a tree about a foot in front of my face. And it was a glowing white, not super bright like lightning or anything, but enough that it was the only thing that captured all my attention. I have a feeling that a guardian angel kept me awake through my injuries in order to have that lady come and find me, as I had a broken eye socket, a broken nose, 100 stitches down the middle of my face where my face had been peeled back, 25 stitches in my mouth, 4 broken ribs, and then of course my broken neck. So that I did not become unconscious was kind of a strange thing too. Anyway, the next week was a constant parade of visitors to the hospital to come and see me. We had some 30 to 40 visitors every day, so it was almost overwhelming, but I was glad to see all of them, even though my mom tried to chase everybody out because she thought I'd be too tired. But it really showed how much people care. And the attitude at that point was, all right, are you going to get well? Are you going to stay as you are? Or are you going to give up and go wither up in a corner? It never really occurred to me to do either one of the things that were not productive. I just figured I would do the best I could to get well, and then try to be an inspiration to others that had similar injuries or that were against a lot of odds the way I was. My doctors didn't give me hardly any chance of all of recovering anything. Less than 5% chance of recovering, say, arm movement or basic trying to move my arms or feed myself, that kind of thing, and less than a 1% chance of ever standing or walking again. And at this point, I keep nibbling off a little bit each month, and I am standing in the pool with a little of assistance and taking some small steps and walking on a treadmill with the assist of a harness overhead and a lot of other things like that. So good things are happening, and it was 4 days after my accident that I really had the big moment where I guess I broke down in prayer with God, and I asked for His help, and I knew I couldn't do it all by myself. So that again was a good thing for me to kind of communicate or clear the air with God and let Him know that I wanted the help to try to get well and to use this situation to help others. So another thing that I maybe touched on a little bit is when my wife Shannon had her breast cancer, that I originally had the notion that I was going to be positive and do everything I could to help tie things together. I know that she didn't have a great bright future pictured, the gloom and doom thing, but I know that we got going on that and went to as many doctors as we needed to get it tied together. And Nicole Feather, also, that's Shannon's niece, was a great help in being with her for a lot of the chemotherapy sessions, as well as other things that girls need help from girls, kind of thing. And then when the roles were reversed, when I got hurt, and then Shannon's been with me practically 24/7, and she's had to go do my job at work and be my caregiver a lot of the time, and all of that. It's for better or for worse for the marriage vows is coming in loud and clear. But all the people in Lincoln and particularly in Horizons had a fundraiser for me just a few short weeks after this happened, and it was great support that I know a lot of the people in the church had a lot to do with putting that together. A lot of effort there, and they raised up money for us, which ended up in us being able to travel to New Mexico 9 times to see an acupuncture doctor, which has been really an eye-opening experience for us. It's not voodoo, it's the real deal on that. And I had my golfing group and my daughter's singing group also had fundraisers, so it's been that helped us to get the money for a handicapped accessible van too. So we express our appreciation to the people that have helped, and if we can be of help to others that get down with whatever situation, we would be glad to try to use this experience to help them to get through their situations.